Okay, good morning again. So this is the continuation of the topic, the derivative in graphing and applications. So for the analysis of functions, we have the increasing and decreasing functions, mean value theorem, and the concavity. For the objective, we have to define the increasing and decreasing functions, define concavity and the directions of bending, that is concave upward or concave downward. Now we also need to define what is mean value theorem. Now for the first one, we have the increasing and decreasing functions and the first derivative test. Now to recall yung interval and set notation, ang kailangan lang natin dito is malaman yung kung ano yung sinasabing open interval. When we say open interval, so we have open circle, and when we say closed interval, so literally yung circle is shaded. So ibig sabihin yung A, between A, B, yung A doon sa B are included as a values of X. And dito naman yung mga notations. Sometimes yung interval natin included yung A and sometimes hindi included yung B. And likewise, yung A is not included and yung B is included. Again, pag included, ang symbol natin is naka-bracket. And kapag somewhere sa A, punta dun sa positive infinity, so ibig sabihin, yung A dito is hindi siya included. And so on. So ito. Now the term increasing and decreasing and constant are used to describe the behavior of a function as we travel from left to the right along its graph. For example, eto, increasing since yung slope natin dyan at every specific point is papataas. So somewhere dito sa point ito, kung you are getting the critical number, ito yung turning point kung saan yung slope is 0. Ibig sabihin, from this tangent line sa specific point, nagkakaroon ng change yung slope natin. And ito yung pinaka-critical since ito yung basehan kung saan yung slope natin is increasing and papunta dito sa decreasing slope. So ito yung magiging direction. As you travel from 0 to 2 and from 2 to 4, and masabi natin na this part of the curve is decreasing and also this part of the curve is increasing. And ito naman yung turning point. And kapag pantay na yung curve, so this will become constant. So the following definition will illustrate kung ano ibig sabihin ni banggit ako sa bago yung increasing tsaka decreasing. Let f be defined on an interval. Let x sub 1 and x sub 2 denote points in that interval. Now yung function is increasing on the interval if f of x sub 1 is less than f of x sub 2. Whenever yung x sub 1 is less than x sub 2. And decreasing naman yung function on the interval if x sub 1 or f of x sub 1 is greater than f of x sub 2. That is whenever yung x sub 1 is less than sa x sub 2. F is constant on the interval if the value of f of x sub 1 is equal to f of x sub 2 sa lahat ng points. So given yung x sub 1 saka x sub 2. Now we have a graph here. So makikita natin that the value of f of x sub 1 is less than f of x sub 2. So ang masasabi natin sa graph is this is increasing. Since yung slope natin is directed papataas. And makikita din natin na yung x sub 1 is less than sa x sub 2. And for the next illustration, we have the value of f of x sub 1 is greater than f of x sub 2 kapag yung f or yung x sub 1 is less than sa x sub 2. Therefore, yung graph natin is decreasing. And if we have unequal values for f of x sub 1 and f of x sub 2, sa lahat ng values for x sub 1 and x sub 2, and our conclusion will be yung behavior ng function is constant. So again, each tangent line has positive slope kapag yung function is increasing. And kapag yung tangent line naman has negative slope, that means yung function is decreasing on that specific point. And kapag constant, in every specific point, yung slope natin is equal to 0. Now let f be a function that is continuous on a closed interval and differentiable on the open interval AB. Masabi natin na increasing yung isang function if we get the first derivative, so greater than 0 sa lahat ng values ng x na kasama sa open interval na AB, then f is increasing on the closed interval. So kung kukunin naman natin yung first derivative, kung less than 0 yan, sa lahat ng values ng x dito sa open interval na AB, tapos masasabi natin na yung function is decreasing dun sa given interval, sa closed interval. And kapag yung first derivative is equal to 0 for every value of x in AB, then f is constant dun sa given closed interval. So yung mga magiging basis natin para masabi natin na increasing and decreasing yung isang function. For example, find the open intervals in which f of x is equal to x cubed minus 3 over 2 x squared is increasing or decreasing. So again, para mahanap natin yung critical point, we have to get the first derivative of the given function f of x. So f of x prime is equal to 3x squared minus 3 over 2 times 2 multiplied by x. Then simplify, we have 3x squared. So cancel out yung 2. So minus 3x. So yung f of x prime is equal to 3x squared minus 3x. We have to equate to 0. Then we have 3x squared minus 3x. I-factor out natin yung 3x squared. So 0 is equal to 3x. Or kahit yung 3x. Then we have 3x multiplied by x minus 1. Then find all the critical values. 3x is equal to 0. Then x is equal to 0. If we equate x minus 1 to 0, we have x is equal to positive 1. So ito yung mga critical numbers. So critical numbers. Now meron na tayong open interval based dito sa critical numbers. So we have 0 tsaka 1. Now since wala kang given na closed interval, therefore yung interval na kinoconsider natin is from the left side is yung negative infinity papunta dun sa critical number. And dun naman sa right side is yung kunin natin yung from the critical number papunta dun sa positive infinity. So bali meron tayong tatlong interval na kailangan tignan para malaman natin kung nag-increase or nag-decrease yung isang function. Kaya on that specific interval. So for the intervals, and for first interval, from negative infinity, considering yung left side, from negative infinity, so yung interval natin is less than 0, but greater than negative infinity. So yung magiging basa natin kung galing ka dun sa x, punta dun sa right side, ang basa natin is x is less than 0. And kapag papunta ka naman dun sa left side, x is greater than negative infinity. So ano yung magiging test value natin? If x is less than 0, so pwede natin gamitin yung x is equal to negative 1. So that's less than 0. Now, after natin makuha yung test value, saan natin siya i-evaluate? So, we need to evaluate yung value of x dun sa first derivative. Kasi ang hinahanap natin, pag increasing and decreasing, that is yung behavior ng function using the first derivative test. So therefore, ang gagamitin natin na equation is kung ano yung lumabas sa first derivative. So substitute na natin yung value. We have 3 times negative 1 squared minus 3 multiplied by negative 1. So f of x prime, ano yung magiging value natin? Ano yung magiging value? That is equal to 6 and that is greater than 0. Na ito yung isang titignan natin, yung sign of f of x prime para malaman natin kung ano yung magiging conclusion. Since f of x prime is greater than 0, therefore yung behavior ng function is increasing. Again, if the value of f of x prime is greater than 0, ang magiging conclusion natin is, or ang behavior ng function is increasing on this given specific intervals. So yung next na interval is x is less than 1 but greater than 0. So ano yung magiging test value natin? X is equal to, in between ng 0 tsaka 1, meron tayong 1/2 or x is equal to 1/2. Now pag sinubstitute natin, f of 1/2 prime is equal to negative 3/4. So yung negative 3/4 is less than 0. So therefore, ang sign natin, if f of x prime is less than 0, therefore, ang conclusion natin is decreasing. Again, ang behavior ng function dyan is decreasing. For the last interval, ang magiging last interval natin is x is greater than 1 but less than positive infinity. Now, ano yung magiging test value? So, kung greater than 1 yan, so x is equal to 2 ay yung pwede nating maging test value. And pag sinubstitute natin dun sa first derivative, ang value na makukuha natin is 6. So greater than 0. So yun yung sign that's greater than 0. Therefore, greater than 0 is increasing yung behavior ng function. So pwede nating i-conclude our conclusion that, therefore the given function f is in or are increasing on the intervals so ano yung mga intervals na yun? So negative, from negative infinity to 0 and 1 papuntang positive infinity. And the decreases on the interval 0 and papunta dun sa 1. So pansinin niyo, ginamit natin yung n. So ang tawag natin dito is intersection. Karoon ng intersection dun sa mga values of x. So this is u. So next problem, try natin. So ito yung magiging graph natin kapag kinuha natin yung values of the test value, negative 1, then the value of f of x or first derivative na 6. So somewhere dito sa part na to, sa 0, 0, ito yung naging critical values natin. So yung mga slope dyan is 0 and dito naman is 0. So from galing dun sa baba, papunta dun sa 0 or 0, 0. So nagkaroon ng turning point and nagkaroon siya ng behavior na increasing and papunta naman dito is decreasing and papunta dun sa and galing dun sa isang critical number na 1 where x is equal to 1. Ang behavior ng graph natin is increasing. Okay, next example. Without solving the problem, find the intervals on which f of x is equal to x squared minus 4x plus 3 is increasing and decreasing. Now, pag graph natin yung function, so ito yung kalalabasan ng function. From the graph, ma-analyze natin na meron tayong x-intercept banda dun sa x is equal to 1 saka x is equal to 2. Na kung titignan natin, ito yung turning point o kaya critical value or number kung saan magkakaroon tayo ng turning point or this value is the turning point kung saan yung behavior ng function is from decreasing papunta dun sa increasing. Now, ano yung consider natin yung mga intervals? Pag consider mo yun nasa left side, so that's from negative infinity papunta dun sa critical number na 2. Since yung 2 is part of the curve, so therefore that is included. And we have bracket symbol here sa right side and we have a parenthesis dun sa negative infinity. And ang masabi natin, based sa graph, ang behavior ng graph is decreasing. Likewise, dun sa isang interval, which is yung 2 is included, na pupunta dun sa positive infinity, ang masabi natin is increasing. Increasing yung behavior ng function. So therefore, if x, dun sa x-intercept, ito yung size 3. So parang nagkaroon tayo ng close interval dun sa x-intercepts na 1 tsaka 3. Pero hindi natin i-consider yung mga x-intercepts or as a close interval kasi wala namang given na close interval. So therefore, ang intervals lang natin na makukuha dyan is yung from negative infinity to 2, which is yung 2 is included since yung point na yan is critical number kung saan mag-change ng direction from decreasing to increasing as a behavior of the function. Now, yung 2 to papuntang positive infinity will be included. So, nga nagkaroon ng change or behavior ng function. So, therefore, ito yung mga values natin. F of x, pag kinumpit naman natin, if x is equal to 2, tapos sinubstitute natin dun sa first derivative na 2x minus 4, meron tayong value of less than 2. So that is less than 0. So therefore decreasing. Dito naman greater than 2. So that means that is increasing. And for the next example, without solving the problem, we have to find the intervals on f of x is equal to x cubed. Na pag graph natin, so ano yung possibility or ano yung sura ng graph? If you graph the function, ito yung kalalabasan. So this point, 0, 0, will become the critical number since, kung papansin natin, ito yung direction ng nasa lower part ng curve. So this means this is increasing. And this one is also increasing. So therefore, ano yung masasabi natin? or ano yung makukuha nating intervals dito sa function na to. Again, consider natin yung negative infinity papunta dun sa 0, which is included, and guys naka-bracket, tapos meron kang parenthesis dito sa negative infinity since wala tayong given na closed interval. So ang behavior ng interval na to is increasing, and based sa graph makikita natin na increasing yung behavior. And doon naman sa right side, papunta sa right side, so 0 to positive infinity. So we have a behavior of a function as increasing din. So therefore, ang masasabi natin, thus the function when x is less than 0, f is increasing on the interval 0 from negative infinity to 0. Then the first derivative is greater than 0 for x is greater than 0. Thus, the equivalent of f is increasing on 0 to papunta dun sa positive infinity. So itong part ng slides natin, so yung relative maximum and relative minimum is hindi siya kasama dun sa syllabus. So hindi natin ito i-discuss. Okay? So punta tayo dito sa mean value theorem. Now, the mean value theorem is part ng Rolle's theorem, special case of a more general result, and tawag natin is mean value theorem. Geometrically, this theorem states that between any 2 points, A at B, so yung interval natin, yung values ng x is yung smaller a and smaller b. Pero yung coordinate natin is big A at big B. On the graph of a differentiable function f. So ito yung intervals natin from A to B. Ito naman yung coordinates. So pag kinunag mo yan, makakabuo ka ng second line between A papuntang B. So there is at least one place where the tangent line, there is one place, or at least one place where the tangent line to the graph is parallel to the second line joining AB. Pag nabuo mo yung, pag meron kang line between, or pag kinunag mo yung A to B, based din sa theorem, magkakaroon lang tayo ng at least one parallel line, which is at that point, yun yung value ng natin. So that is C. And kapag meron ka namang 2 points and medyo malayo yung intervals from A to B, there is an instances na pwede meron kang dalawang parallel lines dun sa second line. So ito yung C sub 2 and ito naman yung C sub 1. So in that case, para makuha natin yung mean value is we need the formula para maka-calculate natin yung C dun sa given function and sa interval na makukuha natin. So note that the slope of the second line joining A and B, so ito yung magiging slope niya. So actually slope yung kinukuha natin since we have f of b minus f of a divided by b minus a. And that slope of the tangent line at C, kanina, similarly dun sa slope of the tangent lines at joining A and B is yung C sub 1 and C sub 2. Yan yung mga values after makuha yung first derivative. And ganoon naman sa kabilang. Since non-vertical parallel lines have the same slope, the mean value theorem can be expressed as follows. Kapag meron kang given na function as continuous on the closed interval na AB and differentiable siya sa open interval AB, then there is at least one point C in AB such that yung first derivative ng function, which is called as C, that will be equal to FB minus F of A divided by B minus A. So sa closed interval, let's say AB, alin yung kinoconsider natin na A tsaka B? So since closed interval AB, ito yung nasa left endpoint, ito naman yung B is nasa right endpoint. So therefore, pag kinuha mo yung value ng Y from the original given function, makukuha natin yung F of B. And substitute naman natin yung left endpoint A dun sa given function, makukuha natin yung F of A. And i-divide natin dun sa B minus A para makuha natin yung value for mean value theorem. Now, for example, show that the function f of x is equal to 1/4 x cubed plus 1 satisfy the hypothesis of the mean value theorem over the interval 0, 2. And find all the values of c in the interval 0, 2 at which time the line to the graph of f is parallel to the second line joining the points 0, f of 0, and 2 tsaka f of 2. Now first, we have to get the value of we have first to get the value of f of x. Kaya yung f of a tsaka b. So i-identify muna natin kung alin yung a tsaka b dito sa given na closed interval. So 0, 2 from the closed interval. So magiging a natin dyan is equal to 0. And yung b naman is equal to 2. I-substitute natin yung a dun sa original na value or given function. So we have equal to 1. Yung f of b is equal to 2. I mean, yung value of b is equal to 2. Then substitute natin dun sa given function. So 1/4 times 8. So 8 divided by 4, 2 plus 1. So meron tayong 3 value ng f of b. Since given na yung interval a is equal to 0 and the right endpoint b is equal to 2. So therefore, ang kunin lang natin yung is yung first derivative na f of c prime. F of c prime is equal to 3/4 x squared na lang yung matitira. Since ang hinahanap natin is f of c prime, papalitan natin ng c, yung x dito sa right side, na 3/4 times x squared. So it will become 3/4 c squared. So meron na tayong f of c prime dun sa formula. Then meron na rin tayong f of b, f of a, then divide by b minus a. So pag sinabstitute natin dyan, so 3/4 c squared is equal to yung f of b natin. So 3 minus 1. Then b divided by, or all over b minus a. So 2 minus 0. 3 minus 1 is equal to 2. And 2 minus 0 is equal to 2. So 2 divided by 2 is equal to 1. So cross multiply. Pag cross multiply natin, ang matitira c squared is equal to 4 divided by 3. And take or apply square root both sides. So we have c is equal to 2 square root of 3. Now to formalize yung magiging sagot, parang formalize natin yung magiging sagot dito sa c. ang need natin na value ng C is formalized. So therefore, kailangan natin i-multiply yung 2 square root of 3 sa square root of 3 divided by square root of 3. Sa madaling sabi, we have to apply rationalizing para maging formal yung value ng C. So 2 square root of 3, so divide by 3. So ito na yung sinasabi ng mean value theorem that or it states that there is at least one point or parallel line dun sa second line when we join A, B. So we have a value of C is equal to 2 square root of 3 divided by 3. Now since hindi pa natin na-try yung trigonometric function, so we're going to try. Our next problem pertains to the trigonometric function. Let's try number 4. So f of x is equal to sine of x when the interval is 0 to pi. Now yung formula, given naman yung formula, so meron tayong f of c prime so is equal to f of b minus f of a, then divided by b minus a. Now, ang question is, we have to determine whether the mean value theorem can be applied on the closed interval. If the mean value theorem can be applied, then find all the values of c in the open interval such that yung formula given. If the mean value theorem cannot be applied, explain why not. Para makakuha yan, yung value ng c, we have to identify a is equal to 0 based dun sa closed interval. And yung b naman is pi. So, ang need na lang natin makuha is yung, so tatlo pa. So, f of b, f of a, saka f of c prime. So, yung f of b is equal to, diba, sine pi. So, that is equal to 0. F of b is equal to 0. F of a, if a is equal to 0, then sine 0 is equal to 0. Now, f of c prime is equal to, ano yung derivative ng sine x? We have negative cosine x. Now, palitan natin yung x with c. So, f of c is equal to cosine c. Now, let's substitute dun sa formula. F of c is equal to cosine c is equal to 0 minus 0 divided by pi minus 0. Therefore, cosine c is equal to 0. And the value of c is equal to arc cosine 0. Ano magiging values natin? Pag kinupit natin yung arc sine nung cosine 0. Now, ang makukumpute natin na value ng c dyan is equal to pi over 2. So, ito na yung value ng mean na hinahanap natin. Okay, next. So, next topic na yan. So, for the next topic, we have concavity and the second derivative test. So, when we say concavity, ang tinutukoy dito is if the curve or the function behaves or meron siyang shape as concave up. And kapag concave up, ang tinitingnan natin is para siyang kuweba. And kapag concave down naman, yung analogy niya is parang sinkhole. So therefore, kung kuweba yun, so pag ganito siya. And kung sinkhole naman, so pag ganito siya. So ito, concave down. Ito, concave up. And meron tayong second derivative test. So therefore, iti-test natin yung given function para malaman natin yung concavity ng function using yung second derivative test. So alamin muna natin yung definition. although the sign of the derivative of f reveals where the graph of f is increasing or decreasing. So sabi hindi daw, or it does not reveal the direction of the curvature. So ginamit mo daw, kung nakita mo kung increasing and decreasing yung isang function, hindi niya reveal kung ano yung direction ng curvature, kung concave up or concave down. So in the figure kanina, it suggests ways to characterize the concavity of a differentiable function on an open interval. So sa madaling sabi, itong isang statement, itong buong statement, ang sinasabi niya is, again, yung concave down, so it resembles as parang kuweba yung kino-convey nung statement, since this is concave down, and kapag concave up naman, it resembles as parang sinkhole. So doon natin siya titignan sa part na yun kung concave down siya or concave up. Anyway, meron naman tayong graph dito para makita natin kung concave up siya. Again, so it conveys yung statement as concave up, so para siyang sinkhole. And concave down naman, kapag parang kuweba yung function natin, yung curve. And kapag concave up, yung slopes natin are increasing. And kapag concave down naman, yung slopes are decreasing. Now, alin yung sinasabi increasing slopes? From dito sa critical point, mapapansin natin na ito yung part ng curve where the slopes are increases. And galing naman dito sa turning point, mapapansin natin na yung curve has a decreasing slopes. So ito yung direction niya. Next. So sa formal definition ng concave up and concave down, kung meron tayong function is differentiable on an open interval, then yung function is said to be concave up on the open interval if yung first derivative is increasing on that interval. And yung function naman is said to be concave down on the open interval if the first derivative is decreasing on that interval. Again, kapag yung first derivative is increasing on that interval, masasabi natin na concave up yun. And kapag yung first derivative naman is decreasing on that interval, masasabi natin na concave down. Pero since ang kailangan natin second derivative test para makuha natin yung behavior ng function, kaya masabi natin na concave up or down yung isang function, kailangan natin i-evaluate yung given function hanggang sa second derivative. So based dito sa theorem, let f as a function be twice differentiable in an open interval. So pag kinuha natin yung second derivative, tapos ang lumabas na value is greater than 0 sa lahat ng value ng x sa given na open interval, then masasabi natin yung function is concave up on that interval. Now, sa case naman ng less than 0, kapag kinuha natin yung second derivative sa lahat ng value ng x dun sa given interval, then yung f is a concave down. Siyempre, on that specific given interval naman. Again, yung second derivative, if that is greater than 0, concave up. And kapag less than 0, that is concave down. Now, for example, determine the open intervals on which the graph of f of x is equal to 6 divided by x squared plus 3 is concave up or downward. Now, to solve, ano yung kailangan natin? Ano kailangan natin para ma-solve yung function? Dun sa first step, kailangan muna natin kunin yung critical values. So, ano mga critical values? So, paano natin yung kinukuha? So, we have to get yung critical values based dun sa second derivative. Na para makuha natin yung second derivative, apply first derivative sa given function, f of x prime. So let's apply yung quotient rule. Copy x squared plus 3 squared. Then copy x squared plus 3. Then take the derivative of 6, so equal to 0. Then minus copy 6. Then take the derivative of x squared plus 3, so we have 2x. So therefore, yung x squared plus 3 is equal to 0. Therefore, ang matitira is negative 12x. Then divided by x squared plus 3 squared. Now, yan pa lang yung first derivative. Na kailangan natin yung second derivative para matest natin kung talagang concave up or concave down yung given interval. To apply yung second derivative, we have to get the second derivative, we have to apply the quotient rule. So x squared plus 3 raised to 4. So copy natin yung x squared plus 3 squared. Then we have to take the derivative of negative 12x. So negative 12 na lang yan. Minus x squared plus 3. Copy negative 12x. Copy negative 12x. Copy negative 12x. Tapos take the derivative of x squared plus 3 squared. So ang i-apply natin is power rule. So bring down 2. So we have 2 here. Tapos x squared plus 3. Then multiplied by the derivative of x squared plus 3. We have 2x. Na pwede nating ilabas yung x squared plus 3 as a factor. So x squared plus 3 as a factor. Then ang matitira dito sa numerator is we have x squared plus 3 ulit, since binawasan lang natin ng isa. So we have negative 12 plus 48x squared. Then divided by x squared plus 3 raised to 4. Now cancel out yung x squared plus 3. So yung denominator natin is mababawasan ng isa. So therefore, we have only x squared plus 3 cube na lang dito sa baba. Now, i-simplify natin yung numerator. Meron tayong negative 12x squared plus or minus minus 3 times 2, 6, then 3 times 1, so 36. So we have negative 36 plus 48x squared. So yun lang yung matitira sa taas. Then equal to 48 minus 12, we have 36. So kung i-factor out natin yung 36, ayan, factor out. So ang matitira dito sa taas is x squared minus 1. Then divided by x squared plus 3 cube. So this is our second derivative. Na kung meron na tayong second derivative, ang gagawin natin is to find yung mga intervals na kailangan natin para matest yung kung nasaan yung concave upward and concave downward behavior ng function. So for the interval, sa first interval, kunin muna natin yung critical points or numbers. Para makuha natin yung critical points or numbers, we have to equate yung f of x double prime sa 0 and cross multiply. If x squared plus 3 closed quantity cube will be multiplied sa 0. So 0 na lang yun dito sa sa left side. And ang matitira is 36 multiplied by x squared minus 1. Then pwede natin i-simplify ulit. So 36x squared minus 36. Ilipat mo yung 36 dito sa left side. So 36 is equal to 36x squared. Since paras na positive, and divide both sides sa 36. So meron tayong x squared is equal to 1. Then ilipat natin ulit para magkaroon tayo ng factor for x squared minus 1 is equal to 0. So yung factor natin or factor ng x squared minus 1 will be x minus 1 tsaka x minus 1. Sorry, x plus 1 yung isa para makancel out yung middle term. So that's equal to 0. Now, yung critical numbers is equivalent to x minus 1 is equal to 0. Yung isa is x is equal to 1. Yung isa naman is x plus 1 is equal to 0. Therefore, x is equal to negative 1. So ito yung mga critical numbers na kailangan natin i-consider. Now, para naman sa interval na kailangan natin. So from negative infinity, punta dun sa isang critical number na negative 1. So x is less than negative 1. X is less than negative 1 but greater than negative infinity. So ito yung mga interval natin. Yan, interval. So pag consider natin itong isang interval, ano yung magiging test value natin? Our test value is x is equal to, kung less than negative 1 yan, so pwede yung negative 2. Negative 2, pag sinabstitute natin sa second derivative, yung lumabas na expression sa second derivative, and sinabstitute natin doon, ang lalabas na value is, or that will become greater than 0. Yung value na lalabas dun sa second derivative. So yung sign of f of x double prime is greater than 0. So therefore, ang conclusion natin is concave upward since yung second derivative is greater than 0. And we have to consider yung next interval as x is less than 1 dun sa critical number and greater than negative 1. Ano yung value para makuha natin yung sign ng second derivative? Ang magiging value natin kung in between ng negative 1 at positive 1. So we have x is equal to 0. If x is equal to 0, ang second derivative natin will have a value of 0. Siyempre. So this is, ang magiging value natin dyan is less than 0. So kung less than 0 yan, yung conclusion natin or yung behavior ng function is concave downward. Yan. Downward. And para matapos yung para makonsider natin lahat ng intervals, we need to consider dun sa right side. So therefore, greater than 1 using the critical number na positive 1. So x is greater than 1 but less than positive infinity. So yung magiging last interval natin para makompleto yung test or makuha natin yung conclusion kung saan siya nag-concave up or down. So kung greater than 1, so pwede yung 2 as test value. So pag sinabstitute natin yung 2 dun sa expression sa second derivative or f of x double prime is equal to, yung lumabas na value is greater than 0. So yung lumabas na value dun is greater than 0. If the value is greater than 0, Therefore, ang conclusion natin is concave upward. Now, to give overall conclusion, therefore, the given interval are concave upward on the intervals negative, from negative infinity to -1, so included yung -1, and dun sa +1 papuntang positive infinity, and concave downward dun sa interval na -1 and +1. So ito yung naging ano natin, final conclusion. Pero kahit wala nang final conclusion, since meron naman na tayong conclusion dito sa baba, pwede itong maging sagot kapag meron tayong exam. So okay, so kung nakuha na natin yung behavior kung concave up or concave down dun sa example number 1. So okay na tayo dito sa concave up or concavity of the given function. So again, ang kailangan lang natin kunin or yung first step is we have to get the first derivative papunta dun sa second derivative. So kung ito yung second derivative natin, dito na tayo kukuha ng critical numbers. Tapos yung nakuha nating critical numbers, we have x is equal to 1, tsaka x is equal to -1. Dun sa intervals na nakuha natin, ang kinonsider natin dyan, sa interval or intervals, etong from negative infinity, tapos pupunta dun sa -1. Yung -1, tsaka +1, lahat yung kasama dun sa x values. So continuous yung function natin, so kaya kasama yung -1. Then from -1 to +1, so yun yung pangalawang interval na kinonsider. And lastly, yung 1, +1, pupunta dun sa positive infinity. So therefore, nasagot na natin yung concavity kung saan sa banda, kung saang interval nagkaroon ng concave up and concave downward. So thank you.